Hello and welcome to the Network Game series. This is episode 7 and it's the end of the season. Before we go into look at how the season finished for Schalke and Leverkusen, there was one more important match in the season, and that was a return game between Leverkusen and Schalke at the Bayern Arena.
Corner, short corner, played into the middle, and it's a goal. 1-0 to Leverkusen. Poor defending. But Leverkusen have had a great start to the match, dominating early possession. Corner for Schalke, chance to come back into it immediately. Ball comes back in and it's headed clear. Schalke still coming forward, building out wide again. Eduardo plays it in and keeper makes a save. Well done to Leno. Nearly 1-1. 36th minute. Schalke still dominating possession, having all the chances, coming forward once more. Have the ball in the middle, and it's a shocking challenge by Nami, who's on a yellow card already, and the ref gives him a straight red. Now into the second half, 62nd minute, still 1-0. Leverkusen coming forward, Wendell plays it forward. Enes Unal, back to Wendell. Good football from Leverkusen. Eduardo, he's been robbed, and it's an easy goal. Brand finishes to make it 2-0 to Leverkusen. Leverkusen come forward again, and it's a breakaway goal. 3-0. Game, set and match to Leverkusen. And Leverkusen take the victory. It's been an accomplished performance. Schalke just not turned up, and with that red card, they just had no chance to get back into the game. So that's 1 win to Miro and 1 win to Nick.
Welcome back, guys, and after that disappointing defeat against Leverkusen, Schalke did manage to win their next 2 games, and we managed to finish second in the league. So we met our expectations, finished on 65 points, 1 ahead of Miro's Leverkusen, and way behind Hoffenheim, who were the champions, with 75 points. There was a 10-point difference. Overall, delighted with the first season. The aim was to get in the top 3 and get Champions League football. We've done that, we've secured it, and we also don't have to go through the qualifying or a playoff round. We're automatically into the group stages. Next season, we want to try and bridge that gap to Hoffenheim, and I know Leverkusen and Bayern and also Dortmund will be trying to get up there as well, but we're confident that with the players that we've brought in, that we can go and make a title challenge next season and be competitive in the Champions League. Now let's look at some of the players that I've brought in for this season. Looking at my squad, I've reverted back to having their full names, as my brother wasn't happy, they didn't know who anyone was, and I'm sure he still won't know who anyone is because we're in 2023 and I do have a few new gens. So in goal for this season, if I just clear the team, we've got Kevin Trapp again. Done well last season. I was looking for a replacement goalkeeper of better quality, maybe a younger goalkeeper, but I wasn't able to find one in the transfer market this summer, so we'll give Kevin Trapp another season. I am in talks with Rui Patricio as a backup goalkeeper, but he could also challenge for a first team place. In defence, we've got Jose Cordoba, who played left back and right back last season. He was still here. And also Ludgar Skade is a left back. And Nicholas Figal. I'm getting confused about who these guys are because I only recognise them by their nicknames, and now they've got full names. Now, Amin Vervoet is one of my good signings. He's a wonderkid, media description. He is 19 years old, from Belgium, and he looks amazing. Especially his physical stats and he's good at heading. He's good mentally as well. He came from Standard. He was expensive. He did have a minimum fee release cost of 23.5 million, but I definitely wanted to strengthen the back line, and he looks like a good find. And he should be a top defender for years to come. He'll be playing first team football alongside Nicholas Stark, who was in from last season. Another really good signing, Sergio Scolti. He can play centre back, he can play defensive mid, and he can play centre mid. Again, he's a good tackler. He's a good leader for someone so young. Good positioning, good work rate, and stamina. But only downside is 20 aggression, so we need to be careful that he's not being sent off. He was a 15 million signing from Ajax. But again, he'll be a star for years to come. Daniel Bertels, I brought him up in January from the under-19 squad, and he's got all the stats to be a good right back and good right wing back. Just need to try and develop him a little bit more. He's going to be back up this season, but I'm going to try and give him as much first team football as I can. Luis Eduardo, the right back I brought in January, young Brazilian. He had a good end to the season. 17 games with 17.32 rating. Keeping Victor Wanyama and N'Golo Kante. They're aging a little bit, but good experience to the midfield. Another signing no, it's not a signing I made, just didn't recognise the name, but I had him nicknamed last season. It's Nemi Kilinik, and he's a young Turkish midfielder, only 19, but a good backup to Kante and Wanyama. Now this is the guy that I want to talk about, Nenad Kovacevic from Ajax. 18.75 million, but Real Madrid, Tottenham, Barcelona, all the top clubs in the game at the moment were chasing him. He's a centre midfielder, 21 years old, already got 13 caps for Holland, and he is just outstanding. He's good defensively, he's amazing physically, with his stamina and his strength, but he's also really good. 17 at long shots, 15 teamwork, 17 work rate. He's a team player, he can score goals, he can defend. He is an all-round midfield player. And I'm really excited to see what kind of impact he's going to make this season. Another young signing, Dugutan Kalik, 17-year-old from Belgium, from Anderlecht. Quite expensive. What I liked about him is he's got a lot of pace, he's determined, and again, he's really good at long shots. I'll probably be playing him probably out wide this season, and I'm hoping that he can have a big impact, but it might take him a while just to get going as he's still young and he might have problems adapting in a different country. Maximilian Meyer was brilliant last season for the first half of the season, then he picked up a cruciate ligament injury, still got another 3 months to go. Same with Alexander Skoff, I think he's one of my players of the season last year, setting up about 15 or 16 goals. Rafael, young Brazilian striker, might be playing him out wide this season. Another signing, Jonathan Burkat. I signed him because I needed to get my quota. You need to have 12 Germans in your 25-man squad, so I was trying to sign German players. I did find it difficult you can get young German players, but getting players at 20 to 25, clubs are wanting 40, 50 million, and I just can't afford to be spending that money on one player. So I brought him in for 10 million. He's not really played that lot for Mainz. He played for the second team and got 4 and 5 last season. So I think 10 million is a good deal. He's 22. He can play up front, he can play wide, he can play in behind a striker. Again, he's quick, he's good at team working, he's not bad determination, he's got all the good physical stats as well, and he's cheap wages. Also we got Ramiro, attacking midfielder that I had last season. So that is my squad. If I get Rui Patricio, then that'll be my squad complete for this season. I'm at 20 to 21 players. I do have some really good potential under-19s coming through as well. I signed this Cornelius Dupont for 7.5 million. I think that's some of that through installments. He's 16 and he's going to be a good centre midfielder as well. He's got all the attributes there if we can just try and develop him this season. So that's my team for the current season. I don't want to go too much into tactics at the moment, as my third game of the season is against Amiros Leverkusen, and I just don't want to give him any hints of what we're going to be doing this season, as we probably will be challenging up the top of the league together, hopefully trying to go for the title. And I know he's a keen watcher of these videos, and sorry Miro, but you're not getting anything on this episode. My pre-season plans are well underway. We've already played our first friendly against Ceres in the Philippines. I always take my players to the Philippines now after I went on holiday there in June. I always play 4 or 5 matches just to get the confidence up, play against the weaker teams, and normally I win a lot more than 2-1, but hopefully against Manila Lions in our next match that we can get a few goals in. After we come back from there, we're playing games against Vaduz, Cluj and Anderlecht at home, just a little bit testing opposition before we go into the German Cup game against Allen, I think. And then we've got 2 easier games against the newly promoted teams, Ingolstadt and Leipzig, before a tough and tricky away game at Leverkusen. And then Champions League group, that's what we're looking forward to. So that's an update on where we are at the moment. There won't be any more transfers as I'm out of money, as you can see. Got 600,000 to spend, and the wage budget, there's just enough left to get Rui Patricio in. Got 100 million in the bank. I don't know why the board won't give me some more money, but maybe they just want to look after the club. Now let's just have a little look at how Leverkusen's transfers are going so far this summer. Miro's managed to bring in Pierre-Emile Højbjerg on a free transfer. His contract was expiring from Liverpool. We both tried to bid for him last season, but he wanted too much money. What I like about him is he's versatile. Look at all the positions he can play. He's naturally a centre midfielder, but he's comfortable all up the right, whether that be right back or right wing. And again, he can play on the left, as I'm sure he is able to use his left foot as well. And it does say he can cover in at centre back, so a good versatile player. He's vastly experienced, 81 caps for his country, and he's only 27. And good free transfer. He's been at Arsenal. It was a big transfer for Arsenal. I think got on quite well there. And Liverpool, mixed bag, but he can be a good player. He did come from Leverkusen. Schalke, I should say. Another signing from Miro, George Miguez, is an 18-year-old Chilean centre midfielder. He's probably better. I think he'll be maybe an attacking midfielder. He doesn't really have defensive stats, but he does look good going forward. He's really determined. I know Miro likes players with high determination. That's a cracking signing. He's also got Juan Manuel Miron, another centre midfielder or left winger from Argentina. He's looking good for 18 years old. He's a complete player and 8.5 million. It's a real bargain. He's also got Emmanuel Barragan for 3.5 million. Again, another good signing. He's got a lot of players to replace, with Sergio Aguero, Marcelo and Angel Di Maria retiring. He's also sold Julian Brand to Tottenham for 34 million, Sam Schreck to Villa, Robert Bauer to West Ham, and Sven Bender, his contract expired. So he's lost about 7 or 8 first team players. He's only signed 4 in, so he has told me that he's looking to sign at least 2 or 3 more players to let his squad be complete for the new season. The next episode will probably be either one of my early games or the first game against Leverkusen away. Thanks for watching. Make sure you give us a like, and if you want to see more, then make sure you subscribe. Until next time, goodbye.